Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Good afternoon, everybody. I want to continue this talk on Noble Eightfold Path. Today I like to speak on right speech. There is a saying in Anguttara Nikaya and Udana where Buddha said, whatever the Tathagata utters, speaks and proclaims between the day of his enlightenment and the day he dies, all that is factual, not otherwise. That is, he spoke the truth. And that is why we have four noble truths. He spoke not simple truth, noble truth. And that is why we are so fascinated with his teaching. When we speak the truth, we all know, strengthens our dignity. It makes our honor, respect confirmed, powerful. Because everybody trusts us if we speak the truth always, without any excuse. Then people say, we can trust this word. On the other hand, if we, vacillate between truth and falsehood, I know someone who I associated for some times, as a matter of principle, even by mistake, he would never tell the truth. Even if he saw somebody telling the truth, he got very angry. So, as a matter of principle, he always told untruth, lie. So everybody knew whenever he opens his mouth, even accidentally to tell truth, nobody believes him. Accidentally, he would not say anything true. I'm telling you the truth, I'm not lying you. When I speak on right speech or speak about the truth, I am not lying to you now. I am telling the truth. I associated with this fellow. I know him very well. So, you can see the difference between the one who speaks the truth and one who does not speak the truth. There was a monk called Kokalika. He hated Venerable Sariputta and Moggallana. One day he went to the Buddha as if Buddha did not know Sariputta and Moggallana. This monk with malicious intention, his name is Kokalika, he told the Buddha, Venerable Sir, this Sariputta and Moggallana have very malicious intention. They are both wicked people. Whom does he accuse? Buddha's two chief disciples. The selected two monks representing the Buddha, sometimes Venerable Sariputta, delivered many sermons. Kokalika was not well known. And then Buddha asked him, why do you say that? Of course, he has all kinds of wrong accusations. Anyway, he became extremely unpopular among all the bhikkhus, all the disciples of the Buddha. It is said that he, even before he died, he had so much problems. Physically, psychologically, he was very, very, very sick. Whenever he opens his mouth, he would say something to accuse somebody. There are people like that. They never appreciate anything on earth. Always has some bad words to say about everybody, everything. That is malicious talk. And Buddha said, talking about it, he said, Purisasya jatasya kuthari jayate mukhe yaya chindati attanang balo dummedhanang banang. When a person has taken birth, an axe is born inside his mouth, with which the fool cuts himself, uttering defamatory speeches. So, when we are born, we all are born with this axe, and a fool abuses the axe. The wise one uses the axe. When wise one uses the axe, he cuts off all evil. Avoid all evil things going into the mouth. Avoid all evil coming out of the mouth. But a fool cuts himself and destroys himself using his tongue, his axe. You all know when the Buddha gave very beautiful advice to Rahula. I think this advice very famous. I think most people who have read Buddhist literature might have read this story, and they have listened to this story many, many times. One day, Buddha, when Buddha walked in to the monastery, Venerable Rahula gave him pot of water to wash his feet. Buddha washed his feet, and there was little water in it. And he showed it to Rahula. Rahula, can you see this? Little water in the pot. He said, yes, Venerable Sir. Rahula, one who tells lies has only this much good qualities in him. This, like this little water. Then Buddha threw away that water and made it completely empty. And asked, Rahula, can you see this? Yes, Venerable Sir. Can you see anything? No, Venerable Sir. There is nothing. Empty. Rahula, somebody telling lies is like this. No good qualities in him. Because when you lie, you can do anything, any wrong thing and say, oh, I don't know. I didn't do it. I have not seen it. I have not heard it. I was not there. Very easy to say. Can do anything and tell lie about it. Buddha said that person is like this. Then it turned upside down. They asked Rahula, what can you see? Then the person said it is turned upside down. He said, Rahula, similarly, one who lies will turn his back to all wholesome things. Not only he empties his mind of good qualities, but even he does not want to face or turn his face towards truth, towards wholesome things, because he is completely, utterly emptying his good qualities. Ekam Dhamma musavadas, ekam Dhamma aditasa, mutavadas jantuno, within the paralokasmin natti papang akubbato. Ekam Dhammang atitasa. When one violates one Dhamma, there is nothing that he cannot do. Musavata jantuno. Within the paralokasa, that fellow has completely destroyed his future opportunities. Natti papang akubbato. There is no evil that he cannot do. So, it is such a powerful practice, meaningful practice to maintain our honor, dignity, respect, and to make our mind free from remorse. When we tell lie, in our mind we think, gee, somebody one day might find it out. What will be my position? When I tell a lie, if somebody finds it, what will be my position? So, therefore, we all know the disadvantage and harm that we can cause to ourselves when we lie. So Buddha said, here someone abandons, according to false speech, abandon false speech and abstain from false speech. When summoned to a court or to a meeting or to his relatives' presence or his guild or to the royal family's presence and questioned as a witness thus, So good man, tell what you know. Not knowing, he says, I don't know. Knowing, he says, I know. Not seeing, he says, I do not see. Seeing, he says, I see. He does not in full awareness speak falsehood for his own ends and for others' ends, or for some trifling worldly ends. So Buddha asked Rahula, think very, very carefully before you talk. Think before you jump. Think before you talk. If I say this, what would be the consequence? Would I offend the person? Would I make him my friend? Would he trust me? Can I bring harmony? Is my talk going to hurt this person? Is he going to be my enemy after this talk? Are my words going to hurt him and make him angry and upset? Think about it before we utter the words, Buddha said. And then while talking, remain mindful. Even in the middle of your talk, you can straight away check your mind, check your tongue, if you remain mindful. And you may say, okay, never mind. You see, you withdraw yourself, don't continue it. And after talk, you think. Buddha said. Buddha asked whenever Rahula, I think that advice is good enough even for us. So, we must think after talking. Unfortunately, no matter how hard we think after talking, we cannot bring the words back to our mind. It's gone, it's gone. And therefore, if we talk something, said something incorrect, wrong, perhaps we can immediately apologize. Immediately tell people, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. That was not the truth. This was what I have heard. This may not be true. If we fabricate a story, at least even after telling, we must say, please don't take it seriously. This is my own fabrication. I made up this talk. I made up this. Don't take it to heart. No offense. So the person will have a chance to correct. So he asked before talking, while talking, even after talking, we must think. Then, malicious speech. As I said, this Kokalika was known for his malicious talk, and he accused Venerable Sariputta and so forth. What is malicious talk? He repeats elsewhere what he has heard here in order to divide those people from these, or he repeats to these people what he has heard elsewhere in order to divide these people from those. Thus he is one who divides those who are united, and create of division who enjoys discords, rejoices in discord, delights in discord, speak of words that create discord. Pali word, if we understand Pali word, malicious talk we can understand easy. Pali word is pe sunya. Pe means not pay, you pay your bill. Not that kind of pay. Pe means priya. Priya means pleasant, lovely. Sunya means destroying. You know sunya, sunyata doctrine and so forth. Sunya means empty. That means you make their friendship null and void. That means you destroy friendship. Pe sunya. Destroying relationship, friendship, cordiality, trust, you destroy by using malicious speech. Abandoning malicious speech, he abstains from malicious speech. He does not repeat elsewhere what he has heard here in order to divide those people from these, nor does he repeat to these here people what he has heard elsewhere in order to divide these people from those. Thus he is one who unites those who are divided, a promoter of friendship, who enjoys concordance, rejoices in concord, delights in concord, speaker of what that promotes concordance. Speak words that bring harmony, unity, friendship. We must be ambassadors of friendship builders, telling good things about that person to this person, telling good things about this person to that person, not digging into that person's faults and tell the other person. That way we can unite the divided rather than divide the united. So, harsh speech. Harsh speech is this. He utters such words as are rough, hard, hurtful to others, offensive to others, bordering on anger, unconducive to concentration. That is harsh speech. Don't we hear harsh speech? Even dirty words. Sometimes when we are among certain type of people, every fourth word is a harsh, dirty word. And no reason. Habitually they like to use dirty. They enjoy that. They don't care for how other people feel, but they enjoy it, using unpleasant words. So Buddha said, abandoning harsh speech, he abstained from harsh speech. He speaks such words as are gentle, pleasing to ear, and lovable, as go to the heart, are courteous, desired by many, and agreeable to many. We may say words that goes to not only heart, we may use words that may go through the marrow, through the bone. That is spiky words, harsh words. People are very good in that. But Buddha said, don't build up that habit. Instead, build this kind of habit, that the word can go into the heart, not like an arrow, but like a message of peace going to the heart, soothing, comforting, lulling word, not hypocritical. Sometimes madhuchit tishtata jivagre hridhala halang vishang. In Sanskrit they say madhu tishtati jivagre hridhala halang vishang. At the tip of the tongue there will be honeyly words like honey. But in the heart there is poison. Not that kind of soft, gentle, hypocritical word. That soft word, gentle word must come from the heart. Honest word. That is called, that word goes to the heart and console aching heart. Bring peace to the troublesome heart. Console people when they have difficulty. That must come from our metta practice. That must come from our loving friendliness practice, compassionate practice. And that is why we practice right thought, right thinking. When we have right thought, definitely the words that come out of our mouth will be right words, appropriate words, soothing, comforting, friendly words. So see the way the Buddha laid down this plan. First understand others' feelings. So Buddha said, Pujako labhate pujang, pandako pativandanam. When you honor somebody, you get honor from that person. When you respect somebody, that person will respect you. If you hurt somebody, what you can expect from that person? Praise? No. Hurt. Very simple philosophy. So, abandoning, then gossip. This is very popular thing. Everybody likes that. Very sweet. You can spend time, no problem. Time, you don't know how quickly time passes. Then you gossip. And to encourage you, there are, in papers, there are gossip columns. So, people are very good in that. That is not going to help us anyway to develop our spiritual practice. So Buddha said, he speaks at wrong time, he speaks what is not fact, he speaks what is useless, he speaks contrary to the Dhamma and the discipline. At the wrong time, he speaks such words as are worthless, unreasonable, immoderate, and unbeneficial. These are what we call gossip, what the Buddha called gossip. And I think when you observe the 8 lifetime precept, you recite it, and every day we recite here at Bhavana, the precept. That precept is sampapalapa. It has all sort of onomatopoeia. It gives the message, the meaning when you hear the word. Sampapalapa. Bala 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 bala. See? Very good Pali word. Abandoning gossip, he abstains from gossip. He speaks at the right time. He speaks what is fact. He speaks on what is good. He speaks on the Dhamma and the Vinaya. At the right time he speaks such words as are worth recording, reasonable, moderate, and beneficial. That is how there are 4 kinds of verbal conduct in accordance with the Dhamma. So, there was a prince. His name was Abhay Raja Kumar. Abhay Raja Kumar. He was a follower of Niganta. Niganta is naked ascetics. And there were many of them not friendly with the Buddha. They all wanted to compete with the Buddha. So, one day, Devadatta, you all know Devadatta, Buddha's enemy, not because Buddha has done something, anything to him, but on his own he decided to become Buddha's enemy. And he did all kind of things to hurt the Buddha, even kill the Buddha. He wanted to kill the Buddha and become Buddha. Very much like a politician. You kill one politician and kill the president and become president. You have have a coup, kill existing leader and become leader. So Devadatta thought it was that simple. Kill the Buddha and become the leader of the community of Sangha. So he could not do that, and then after that he did so many things before that. Anyway, with regard to the Buddha, with Devadatta, Buddha made a very, very powerful statement. when somebody hears that statement, then one might think, is Buddha compassionate to make such a statement? He was. That is why he made the statement. He said, suppose there was this is a very powerful simile. It describes Devadatta's entire character. Listen very carefully. Suppose there was a cesspit deeper than a man's height, full of fishes, right up to the top, and a man was sunk in it, so that his head was submerged. Just imagine. Then a man would appear desiring his good, welfare and security, wishing to pull him out from the cesspit. He would go around the cesspit on all sides, but would not see even a mere fraction of a hair's tip of the man, not smeared with feces, where he might get a grip and pull him out. So too, Ananda, it was only when I did not see even a mere fraction of a hair tip of bright quality in Devadatta that I declared of him, Devadatta is bound for the plane of misery, bound for hell, and he will remain there for an aeon unremediable. Devadattasa Valagga koti nikujjana mattampi sukha dhammang na addasang. Valagga koti nikujjana mattampi. Even a mere fraction of a hair's tip of the man not smeared with, that means the man is sunk in the cesspit and somebody goes around to find out any place to catch him, any place where feces is not smeared. He is right inside the cesspit. There is not even a little spot that even tip of a hair can touch. The entire body is completely smeared with feces. Devadatta's personality, character is exactly like that. Irremediable, unremediable. So, anyway, when Buddha made this statement, Nigantas heard this naked ascetic heard. And then they called their very devout disciple called Abhay Raja Kumar and said to him, Abhay Raja Kumara, go to the Buddha and ask the Buddha, Venerable Sir, would the Tathagata utter a speech that would be unwholesome, unwelcome and disagreeable to others? Go and ask this question. Do you utter a word, a speech, that would unwelcome and disagreeable to others. If the recluse Gautama, on being asked thus, answers, the Tathagata prince would utter a speech that would be unwelcome and disagreeable to others. Then say to him, this Nikanta's, coaching, he conditioned him previously and tell him how to debate with the Buddha. Then say to him, then Venerable Sir, what is the difference between you and an ordinary person? For an ordinary person also would utter a speech that would be unwelcome and disagreeable to others. But if the recluse Gautama, on being asked thus, answers, the Tathagata prince would not utter a speech that would be unwelcome and disagreeable to others. Then say to him, then Venerable Sir, why have you declared of Devadatta that Devadatta is destined for a state of deprivation? Devadatta will remain in state of misery for aeons. Devadatta is incorrigible. Devadatta was angry and displeased with that speech of you. When the recluse Gautama is posed this two-horned question by you, he will not be able to either throw it up or to gulp it down. If an iron spike were stuck in a man's throat, he would not be able to either to throw it up or to gulp it down. So too, Prince, when the recluse Gautama is posed this two-horned question by you, he will not be able to either to throw it up and gulp it down. Okay. Now you understand the question. Harsh speech. We are talking about the harsh speech. So the Niganta wants to accuse the Buddha for making a harsh speech about Devadatta. Then, when he went to see the Buddha and asked this question, Buddha said to Abhiraja Kumara, this is not a question that can be answered that has a one-sided answer. As soon as the answer to this question is not one-sided answer. As soon as he said, Abhiraja Kumara said, in that case, Nigantas are lost. Then Buddha asked him, why did you ask this? Why did you say that? He said, this question that I asked you is not my question. Nigantas asked me to ask you this question. So, Buddha said, Tathagata does not Tathagata utters speech, such speech as the Tathagata knows to be untrue, incorrect and unbeneficial, and which is also unwelcomed and disagreeable to others, such speech Tathagata does not utter. Now in this case, the speech that Buddha uttered was not untrue. It has to be untrue, incorrect. So the Buddha uttered these words. Then again he said, such a speech as the Tathagata knows to be true and correct, but unbeneficial, and which is also unwelcome and disagreeable to others, such speech the Tathagata does not utter. First one is untrue and incorrect. Second one is true, correct, but unbeneficial. He would not utter. And he said, such speech as the Tathagata knows to be true, correct and beneficial, but which is unwelcome and disagreeable to others, the Tathagata knows the time to utter such words. Three conditions. One, it is true, correct, beneficial, and yet not welcome. He waits to utter that speech. Then the fourth position is such speech as Tathagata knows to be untrue, incorrect, unbeneficial, but which is welcome, agreeable to others, such speech Tathagata does not utter. You see, this is the fifth position. Untrue, incorrect, and unbeneficial, all negatives. And yet, people like it, agreeable, welcome. He would not utter that. Next position is such speech as the Tathagata knows to be true and correct, but unbeneficial, which is welcome and agreeable to others, such speech Tathagata does not utter. And the last is such speech as Tathagata knows to be true, correct, beneficial, which is welcome and agreeable to others, all positive side. 5 qualities. True, correct, beneficial, welcome, agreeable. Even that Buddha would know the time to utter this word. No inrush, has patience. So, these are the right speech, conditions of right speech. So we have to remember to abstain from these 4 unwholesome speeches and guard our tongue, have right intention, because when we utter words with wrong intention, that would be what? Wrong, unwholesome karma. If the intention is right, wholesome, meaningful, and the words we utter with that intention is wholesome karma. That is why the Buddha first in his plan, in the master plan, He said, first is understanding, right understanding. Second is right intention. With right understanding and right intention, when we utter words, when we say something, we also use mindfulness. Now, there are three factors always to remember. What are the three? Understanding, right effort, and right mindfulness. Oh, so with right mindfulness, make right effort to understand, or with right understanding, with right effort, use mindfulness to whatever. So we understand first, and with that understanding we make effort. With understanding and effort, using mindfulness, we do whatever we do. In this case, it is very necessary all these conditions to be fulfilled in order to make our speech right speech. So, the best way to make the right speech and avoid wrong speech is to follow the advice that Buddha gave to Rahula. What is the advice? Think before speak. Think while speaking. Think after spoken. Why do we have to think after spoken? Because we have already done it, and why should we think about it after that? So that we will not repeat the same mistake again. At least for future discipline, we must learn from what we have done. And therefore, for this reason, we have to think. So, this is right speech. I think this is enough for today's talk. I wanted to give a little more hints about right action because I have only 2 more talks out of to talk about all the 8. But no time to give right. Tomorrow I'll try to cover right action and right livelihood, and maybe a little bit right mindfulness. You have heard a lot of things about right mindfulness and concentration, but last talk will be on the upper middle path. Now we are talking on lower middle path. Last talk will be on upper middle path. Okay? Tomorrow will be on right action and right livelihood. And I think this is enough for today.